Hi everybody, it's Thursday, 40 degrees out, really cloudy. Yesterday it was 80 and raining, so the difference in temperature is quite noticeable. Tomorrow our baseball team, which used to be the Cleveland Indians, and now they're the Cleveland Guardians, everybody still calls them the Indians. They have their home opener tomorrow and it's supposed to be cold, and the stadium's right on the lake. So if anybody knows about Lake Erie, they know how the winds come howling through and all that kind of stuff. Now to the nitty gritty. We had four or five reads yesterday. We had 12 cards from this deck, 12. And they all had third party on them. She was one of them. So every other deck that I used had the same issue. Not as many cards, but I believe that this is a warning for everyone. You really need to evaluate where you're at in your relationship, what you're going to stand for, maybe look into CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. You can look at it on the internet. A lot of times you use A, B, and C column where you write down your ideas and thoughts and come to a conclusion. And then at the end you evaluate if your thought is really reality. So it requires writing sentences, but for some people it's easier to write down goals, like you just list them. Like, say you have a goal of you're going to go no contact. That's your column A. Column B is why are you going no contact? Column C is how long are you going to go no contact for? And then you would go across the paper, the columns, and you discount what your thought really is. Are you going to be able to maintain that? I had to do that. I was in intensive outpatient therapy twice, both from my ex-husband that was a narcissist, and I'm not using a cliche buzzword. He really was, and he had a host of other personality disorders along with substance abuse. But my second stint in IOP was right before the pandemic started. And then we were all told to go home. So we had to get on and do it from Zoom. It was all new. Everybody was panicking. Nobody knew how to do this. And they let me stay 6 months. And it was the best thing ever for me because I learned how to navigate some stressors and challenges. And I hope I'm able to help you guys and give you some suggestions on how to handle things going forward. I'm not a therapist. I don't claim to be. My suggestion is every day watch Christina. She's very good. And a lot of times she's a channeling. It's not the cards. And if you look at one of her shorts, she holds up every degree that she had. And she was like the top of her class, 4.0. So listen to her. She'll have the different month signs. It doesn't matter. Her stories, it doesn't matter what month is up there. The stories will, if they need to, they'll coincide with what's going on with you. Now, we had 12 cards. Back to this subject. So, I believe it's a stern warning for all of us. And no, I didn't get my hair cut. I'm getting it done today. I don't want to go out in the rain. But anyways, I believe it's a stern warning, and we all need to take the warning and figure out what we want to do with it. We all need to take our situations and make those columns and then adhere to them. Stick to what you're saying. It's good to write it down because it's basically a contract with yourself. If you just do it in your head, you know, oh, I can just break that. But if you have actually written it out in common sense without being jaded, and you can even have somebody look at it. If you stick to that contract and keep it somewhere where you're going to look at it every day, or make a copy, keep it at work in your desk drawer, keep it on the refrigerator. If you journal, keep it in your journal every day, somewhere where you can look at that daily to remind yourself. And frankly, we need to get real about when we say, oh, we're going no contact. Bullshit. You're going to end up contacting them. I would say 1% to maybe 3% don't contact, but the majority, you're gonna give in and contact. So let's not even say that statement, because 9 times out of 10 it's false, and you're fooling yourself, and also setting yourself up for failure and beating yourself up at the same time. So I'm going to continue to use these decks. I thought last night that I was going to stop using them for the health of everybody, but no. If there's a message that needs to be delivered, if we have to do it over and over and over again, we're going to do it, because that's what Spirit was telling me, or my guides, or whatever you want to call it. It's my intuition in here, and I get it behind here, behind here by my pituitary gland. I don't have anybody telling me. It's intuition. You get a thought that comes to your head. And that thought was, you keep using that deck, I'm using the decks that are out on my table. And eventually enough people will get it to where they need to start their focus of turning their life around and not keep living like this. I know from this last breakup I had in January, which you've all heard, I've had really hard difficulty. I'm right back to therapy again. I had my medication increased. I'm having a lot of difficulty leaving the house and functioning. And I'll admit it. I don't have a problem admitting it. It really did some damage on me. And for those men that don't believe that it does damage, they're ill-informed. They're not very smart in the head. Their intellect level is low. So why would you want to be with somebody like that inflicts pain on someone? Well, these are upside down. Okay, so you do retain your flower crown. You are important. Just know you're important and you deserve better. We know from the oracles, and if you look at the number, a 2 + 8 is 10. So this is completion. So maybe that's what this is telling us, and that culminated in that read last night. And just to let you guys know, I'm not skilled like Christina, and I don't even want to, I just give life's lessons from my experience. She's the one to watch, but she has long reads too. She goes over an hour, and I'm not a quick and dirty reader where you get in and get out and it's all about slamming one or slamming the other. We give life lessons here. We shuffle our cards. So the ones that are clicking in and not staying except for like a minute or 60 seconds, because it doesn't automatically go into he said, she said, and fuck that dude. We don't need them here anyways. There's 18 of us now, and we're growing. And I know every one of you have a high intellect. You want to hear a reader that cares and has, you know, enough gumption to help people. I get analytics for this channel, and I was an accountant for the last 30 plus years. I switched my trade to esthetician because basically I didn't want to die in an office. And oh, here we go, third party. Anyways, mark my word, things come up for a reason. Cards don't lie. It's energy. So we're all pulling the same energy. Yes, is my situation bad right now? Yes, but there's other people on this channel that may have it worse than us. The bee, which I call the bitch, one, two, three. She's in a sexy outfit, like she's going out, open back dress. So thank you guys for sticking in. I do get the analytics and it shows how fast people click off. It gives the age group. I was really impressed to see like the 20-year-olds are watching this, and we have all span. We have 65 and over. We have my age in the 50s. We have a lot in the 30 to 40s. And now we're getting younger people in here. So the more people that come in, if we get 50 people, I'll go on live every time. That came out in the reverse. So our empowerment is out of whack. We all need to get on the same page, help each other, you know, help one another to heal. These cards are so slippery. Primal's in the reverse. We lost our instinct. We lost our instinct to maybe stick up for ourselves or judging others when we want to start dating again. Another third party. So, and that's not uncommon. That's why they say to wait, don't jump in another relationship. I've been celibate since January 8th. I have not stepped into another relationship. Let your friends help you. There's Pegasus. I'm laying these cards out a certain way because you know how I like to recap. This way I can recap and not have to dig for everything. You can see the side of my hair. Can't wait to get it cut and I can color it. I have black hair since I was little. We're Romanian, so I have really dark black hair. Indulge. Depression. Only thing it's missing, one of the guys haven't come out yet. Ooh, what was that? Oh yeah, this is our chick, the maiden. She's not gonna put up with that crap, and neither are we. Look at her face. And she has the sun behind her. Look at her powerful jewelry, her arm cuffs, and her cuffs around her neck. Oh yeah. Couple more. You know, I normally don't keep going past 4 cards, but I had to today because we need to see what's going on. And Sassy's thing just came up on my phone, her, what do you call them, like notification, and she's doing Aquarius, but from what I could see, it said the last kiss goodbye. So might want to tune over to it. And like her last week full of stuff for, is it for April or May? Because I don't deal with dates. Yeah, they were excellent. You know, she really, I mean, I truly believe she might be her and Tyler, they're the ones I watch religiously. And I believe that, oh, your angelic karma. And there's a couple more. Those two are my top tier. the Lovers. So maybe you have somebody coming in. Who knows? A couple more. We have boundaries for sure, man. I don't know why I started laying these cards out like this. It's like something just told me to do it. It's so weird. But, you know, some people hear voices. They're like, you'll hear them on readings and they'll be like, I heard or I was told. Tyler addressed that the other day. He goes, I don't hear shit. He's like, I just get an idea to do it. I don't hear somebody fucking telling me. That's one thing about these readings. This isn't gospel. This is a story I'm telling you. And you have to discern if it's going to fit into your life. This is entertainment. I mean, it's either your life or it's not. And if it's not, you move on. My cards aren't as serious as a tarot card. I am telling you a story. And that's why I talk in between. It's like a book club. And it helps the people that are abused because they can feel like they're having a conversation. I'm careful with the words I choose, where I pause. I act just like a family member or a friend, laughing in between, telling stories like, look at the side of my hair, that kind of shit. Because that's just the way I am. So if they don't like it, the people that want like a 5-minute read, then fucking go. Click off, man. We got people here that they get it, man. We have intellectuals in my channel. I know every single one of you are probably professionals and smart as hell. You've got intuition. You know what's going on. We worship the earth. Okay, one more, and that is it. You saw me shuffle these. Like, this is all I have left of the stack. It's all in there. Well, I'll keep doing it, and hopefully new people see it, and hopefully the 18 of us get it figured out. Because I get it. Some people can't let go, and you sit and wait. I've been doing it since January, hoping he would change himself, hoping he would come forward, tell what happened, say a sorry. You know, even if, you know, I'm not looking to stay. I just want him to learn his lesson. You confess. You make things right. Be a man. Grow up and be a man. He's got a little nephew that he thinks he's the dad because his brother passed away, so he's assumed that role. He's got a niece and a nephew, and I believe the nephew's 11 and then the niece is maybe 14. Well, what kind of example is that to that boy? Is he going to grow up and womanize and do that kind of stuff? It's a learned behavior. So he's just carrying a generational curse right on with it. Got to be careful. It goes in a huge circle, and it can touch a lot of people. And that 11-year-old's around him quite a bit. So our new path. Oh boy, look at this, everybody. It's all coming out again. Can you believe this? I'm not even going on. This is it. I'm not pulling anymore. She's on the bottom. We all know what that means. And look, that's a 10, completion. Holy crap. I don't want to cuss. I cuss, but I don't want, like, if we have, you know, you guys know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, we have people from India watching. Thanks. Leave it down in comments where you're from. Punjabi or Punjab? I don't know how you say it. I'm sorry. And that probably didn't sound right. I'm airheaded. And there are men that watch this. We have like a tiny little line for the men. Maybe I'll print the analytics out and show you guys. Anyways, our Oracle card is a 10. Oh, fuck. And the self worship is a 10. 10 is completion. So I think we need to have a completion on these third parties. Don't you guys think? Like we need to break the spell. And it's only we are going to be able to do it. Okay, moving on. You wear a crown of flowers. You're revered by many. You have wonderful friends. You sacrifice much to be with whomever it is, male or female. I'm just using male as a reference. You don't have to put it to what lifestyle you have. You sacrifice much, and you've been in a depression, either trying to get help to get out, something. You have the primal card upside down in reverse, which means, in my opinion, that you lost your will to fight for anything in your life. Not just having this relationship. They literally zapped everything out of your life, the situation, and you can't get back up on your feet, which is what is happening to me. It's hard to change the mindset of what happened. I hope they never get in that situation, because I don't believe they're mentally as strong as us. Once we get out on the other side, then we've learned our lesson. They're still walking around like a zombie, looking for the next victim. Your embodiment's also the same. It's turned in the reverse until you get healthy. You can't embody yourself. I need a drink. You can't embody yourself. You can't embody your work anymore, your household. Everything just goes by the wayside. This is much easier laying the cards out like this. Here we go. The old car that no one sees, hidden behind the shades in your house. Close all the shades. Put her car in the garage when your wife's out of town. Make sure after she leaves, she didn't leave a little gift behind of cosmetics or her G-string or whatever she has on, bra. They have a habit of doing that. And that's these girls that are on here. So let's count it up, girls and guys. 1, 2, 3, sex magic. This represents group sex, bisexual, men and women. 4, 5. This card, he's actually conversing with them. He's narrowed it down to 3 women. The light going over them, that's how much he contacts them. This is what he does to get ready, or how he buys some trinkets. It's not a love spell per se. I don't really believe in that. I believe most spells are chants. Like how people pray, other people chant. Indulgence. Another one. This is 6. 7. So it's not as bad as it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7. He wants to have an orgasm. He'll fuck anyone or anything all day and all night. Anything. Use your mind. Anything. Yes. Almost done, guys. I don't want to be here all day anyways. Neither do you. 3 girls he's chatting with. Now it's moved to the next stage. 3 and 3. She's looking forward because she's the top pick. She's looking straight ahead with all of her confidence. These two have their back to her and they're not feeling as confident because they're on the 2nd and 3rd place. 3 and 3. This is a 5 under manifestation. That means letting go. So he's letting go and balancing and taking whomever. He's juggling these 3. Juggling them. They're so stupid they don't even know. So he's narrowed it down to 3 chicks. 6 third parties. He's indulgent, as we all know. Hiding. And I've now put these as curtains in the house. Shielding. This is the car. Putting the car in the garage. Driving into the garage with her in his car so the neighbors doesn't see. If he lives in a nice development, just like me. I went out in January. Who's the next couple that are coming through? Neighbors all look at that. And the neighbors those nice big homes are right on top of each other. Neighbors see everything. Everything. And on both sides of him, they're older and retired. Hope she doesn't leave anything under the mattress or the bed or the dressers. Like her bra, her underwear, her cosmetics in the bathroom. Better look around, because those bitches always hide them. Not in a conspicuous place. So we covered us. We covered him. Now, here's the cleanup. We're walking on a new path. Not going back. We have our boundaries. Look at, she's not in that muck, that butter anymore. She's walking. And she's got the sun around her. The earth worship, I picture that as we've learned our lesson and we've ascended. We learned our spiritual lesson out of this. She's got her crystals. She's worshiping the tree like a druid. She's got her animals, spirit animals around there. And we had the maiden helping us get out. She protected us and kept us safe. And she was our inner voice that kept moving us. You will have the lovers. A lover will show up. But you need to wait and you need to be patient for it. Don't jump into another relationship right away. They both came from third parties. Or you did. It might be you, because look how, like, I'm not saying you're standoffish, but you have them pushed back a little bit. Like you're trying to get used to the idea. you have your eyes closed and his eyes are open. So maybe you have a hard time looking at a new person, which isn't uncommon. But yeah, I mean, the sun's poking out behind the mountains. You got a serene colors. So you will get somebody. You just don't. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do, but it might behoove you not to jump right into another relationship. It's not going to be any good for anybody, especially you, your kids, your family, your work, community. I mean, you can't invite that mess back in. I'm glad that that reduced by half of the third parties. 12 to 6 is a lot better. Maybe people are stopping and thinking, because self-indulgence is not going to get them anywhere. That's a 10, and our oracle cards are a 10. And we're following this story right along. The story is hooking right up into each other. You guys watch me shuffle, and I shuffle in between. I'm now, both Season of the Witch are my go-to cards. I'm going to get out the Yule log. That's the Christmas winter solstice. I'm going to get that out, and we're going to see what that's going to do. Also, she's got a new deck coming out. It's still in pre-order. I won't do a pre-order. I'll wait till it actually comes out. Because if that's the fact, these are my cheater cards. And I never intended for that to be this. And it just like latched on for me. Let me throw a couple of Amor cards. And I'm not going to apologize for this being 32 minutes. Because people need to hear this. And like I said, the ones that can't, watch it as long as they can watch it, or, as far as their patience goes, and then come back to it later. You can always come back. YouTube marks the that line where you, whatever it's called, that line at the bottom, like that's highlighted in red. You can come back and just click on the video and it picks up where you left off. So I don't quite understand a person's thinking. The charm of simplicity. Ooh, that one popped out. A loving gaze. The lovers. The charm of simplicity. Let's get two more. Because this is good. This is progress on the horizon. I just don't understand how they can inflict such pain and then be a coward and not come forward. And don't you worry, they're going to do it to the people they're with too. The cycle just keeps going because it's a learned behavior. Remember I told you, either the mom treated the dad like that, or the dad treated the mom like that, or they both did it to each other. It was a cycle. The kids saw it. In my case, I believe it was the mother. Domineering, bitchy, ordering the dad around, trying to be the alpha of the house, and yeah, fuck that and fuck you. Soft whispers. I mean, you can tell the traits in the children. And how the parent carries themselves. Beyond words. Bottom of the deck, love's embrace. So I think we, balance and unity. You have the warrior of love. Love's secret. What do we have here? Uninhibited and released. You have the ideal romance. You're seeking pleasure, which rightfully you should. Oops. Let's see. I'm trying to see what I think it's all the crappy ones. I'm not even going to pull them. Joy and Jubilation. Yeah, I'm not going to even pull them. So, the Lovers. Joy and Jubilation. Seeking Pleasure. And the reason why I repeat and recap is because when I watch some of the readers, they don't do that. They gather the cards up and start their shuffling again, or they don't show you at the end and you tend to forget the story because you're watching so many stories to get an answer. If you recap, it's like a book or a movie. You can remember because it was at the very end. Ideal Romance. Uninhibited and Released. Love's Secret. And basically, we're telling stories, so recap it. The Warrior of Love. Sorry for the glare. Balance and Unity. Love's Embrace. Beyond Words. So it looks like you're going to have a pretty good relationship coming in. Soft Whispers. The Charm of Simplicity. A Loving Gaze. That's all I have. (10-10) completion. 10-10. We know what's going on from the Oracle cards, and we'll use the information according to what our life story and situation is. This is just entertainment, so discern. And I'll let you know, a lot of this is not going to pertain to everybody that's watching this. You might get a sentence out of it, but the whole entire thing is not going to pertain to everyone. If it doesn't pertain to you, don't force it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go home. And if you do have that spouse or that boyfriend, opposite way as well, you're going to go home and you're going to accuse, and they didn't do anything. And guess where that's going to lead? To someone walking out the door. And that's when the mistrust is going to come in, when there was no mistrust needed. Think about that. You can't go home with an assumption off of these cards and me giving you a story. I'm an orator. I think that's what they call it. Telling a story. You can't go off of this. You take this with a grain of salt. In my instance, this is not all of it, but I'd say about 75% is what's happening with me. And some of you might have 100%. Some of you might have 1%. So just be careful. And I'm talking about all readers across the board. You got to be careful with the content you're picking up. I've watched readers that they're just plain angry. And you can tell they are angry fucking people. No willingness to talk to their subscribers, to explain what story they're giving. And if they do, it's cut off and this is it and this is how it stands. No, it's not. They have no regards. And the audience that may be watching them that's new to tarot are going to believe it. You can get real messed up listening to tarot, cross-watching especially. Cross-watching is dangerous. I don't recommend it. My cards are for all signs. It's a story. It's a book. When you watch tarot, that's a whole different ball game. You can get really messed up really fast on cross-watching. Because one, it's not your sign. And two, that person's story is different than your story. So you better, I don't know, I'm not going to say anymore. Just be wise. Be a wise consumer You wouldn't go right out and buy the first car that you see without doing research on everything that the car has. You wouldn't go out and buy a washer and dryer without researching. You wouldn't go out and purchase dishwasher, a home, without researching the neighborhood, you would have a home inspector come in. Get what I'm saying? You got to do your research. You can listen to the person and you can pretty much tell your gut instinct. Should I re-listen to that person again? Yeah, maybe you'll give them a second ear, but you can tell if they're angry people and they just want to spread maliciousness and negativity. You can tell. We're getting better here. She's going bye-bye. Narcissistic. Love of oneself. We have her, which is protecting us. And this is how we want to model ourselves. And most of all, we have boundaries. Above all, we have boundaries now. And we are on a new path. And we are worshiping the earth and what is good for us. We're taking care of our bodies, mind, and soul. On that note, see you on the next one.